When your friend asks you if you want to go on a road trip, you say yes, even if your bike has a mere 9 horsepower.
Give it! Let's go! The vibes are so good.
This is George. Our friendship was built on a shared love for cars. Over the years we've created a ton of memories, whether it was working on projects together or the many road trips that we've been on. Usually in cars that had no business being asked to do so many miles, honestly. Some trips went smoothly, others not so much, but the memories we've made will stay with us forever, and we plan to make many more. When I was 17 I had a bike, but when I met George at uni, I'd made the leap to cars at that point. He'd often talk about how he'd always dreamt of having a motorbike, and we joke about one day hitting the road together on them. Well, it looks like that time's finally come. The stars have aligned, we've both got bikes, and now it's happening a few years later. I'm on my Honda Grom, George is on his Yamaha XSR125. Here's the plan. We've picked Wales for our weekend adventure. After a few trips exploring its varied landscapes and awesome roads over the years, it was an obvious choice for us. Our journey kicks off with the first leg, Chippenham to Monmouth. Both of us are riding on CBTs, which means L plates and no motorways. So to get from Wiltshire to Monmouth, we're going to be going through Gloucester. You join us as we meet up on a Friday after work, trying to make the most of the weekend and raring to go after scrambling to get ourselves and the bikes ready in time.
We'll keep each other safe, won't we, George? We won't get eaten by road gremlins. We're doing it, bro! We're doing it!
We were exhausted from the work week, but the sun was shining and we were blasting along with that unbeatable sense of adventure hanging over us, only slightly dampened by the severe lack of power, as demonstrated by this pathetic overtake on this Polo.
I'll dust this Polo when I get the advantage.
One eternity later.
See ya, Polo! Oh, the vibes are good! The vibes are so good! The fact that there's like a 500 quid Beamer behind a fence that you're not allowed to cross is like a f***ed up metaphor for your life, isn't it? Or you... Give me! That plate's got to be worth a few bob, hasn't it? B16J, sell that to a Honda boy. Ooh, 318 Ci. And it's also had a wing on the back. It's manual. The interior is mint. The door card's not so much. I like the cloth interior. It's quite nice. Lovely road. Man, this is freedom. Freedom. It's really cool. We've done so many road trips together and now we're doing one on bikes. Couple of cool guys doing cool guy stuff. There's so much to explore. A bike's such a good way to do it. Something about bikes that doesn't stress me out. I'd be so down for going anywhere. It'd be so sick. Whoa! So slow.
We soon learned a beautiful truth. While slow in a straight line, a 125 on the right road is absolutely incredible fun.
Oh. Yeah, me too. I was like, this is... Oh, turbo. Very cool. That was an amazing road. This thing's really fun in the twisties. Ah, we're here. Our hotel was at that Shell garage. I couldn't see it, and then it twigged that it was where that Shell garage was. We should be going through the town centre, which is fun.
By the time we arrived, it was early evening, and we were toast. So we wandered around town, grabbed some top shelf petrol station snacks, watched some TV, and crashed early. Day 2 had a promising forecast. Sunshine, winding roads through Monmouth, Brecon and Elan Valley, and an Airbnb in Plump waiting for us at the end.
Alright guys, welcome to day 2. We had a nice sleep, albeit a little bit too hot in the Premier Inn. Today we're going to be heading through Brecon, so I am pumped. Still waking up a little bit, but I am excited to hit the road. It is a beautiful day. I think we're going to be lucky and not get rained on. On the road again! So many endorphins right now, just riding my bike in the sun. This is an intense road to start on. Country roads, take me home. to the place I belong, West Virginia.
You have to stop.
Now, I've been ignoring one inconvenient truth. 125s are awful on dual carriageways. My Grom, flat out, does about 65 miles an hour, fully tucked. George's XSR125, a little bit more. But holding it wide open for miles at a time is brutal. The little air-cooled lump in the Grom just kept screaming along though, happy as ever.
After this weekend, my bike will have double the mileage it had when I bought it.
Unfortunately, this is where my lack of video making skills at the time really came back to haunt me. I ran out of memory card storage right before the best roads of the trip. Elan Valley and Ryder, absolutely sublime, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. After that, we rolled into Aberystwyth, chilled on the beach for a bit, then made our way back to our cozy Airbnb in Plump. By this point, we were done. Turns out riding all day is kind of exhausting.
The Rizzo.
That's a bit of a gunner, I think they called it. I'm just going to drive down out the other side. No, you can't. Low range.
Waking up on our final day, 200 miles plus back home. The plan? Labrador, Black Mountain Pass, then back through the Brecon Beacons, retracing our day one route through Gloucester, and back to Wiltshire for George, and Bristol for me.
Final day of the trip today. We've got at least 200 miles in the saddle today, don't we? Ish.
Yeah, about 190 before any like detours or cool little bits to check out. So.
I think we'll be north of 200. Let's go! Nice.
All of a sudden, we were on the Black Mountain Pass. We didn't know it yet, but the bicycle race we'd interrupted was going to cause a massive delay, all the way to Brecon. It also caused quite a few dangerous overtakes, courtesy of impatient car drivers. But that aside, and even though the weather wasn't great, the mountain road was awesome, and the 9 horsepower or so the Grom had to deliver was enough, especially on a road this tight and all the traffic that we had to contend with.
If you stumble upon a push bike race, like you're f***ed. Like if you were in a rush to get anywhere, just give up. Yeah. You're not going to overtake them all very easily. It's ridiculous. Oh, sorry, I put us in a slightly compromising position to get out again, but it'll be alright. Hello, bicyclists.
Me and George never really questioned whether a 125 could handle a trip like this, because we knew the bike didn't have much to do with it. Bigger bike riders might think otherwise, but the only real variable here was us, and we were more than ready for the adventure. Having said that, I don't think either of us would have said no to a little bit more power though. Yeah, we were limited to 60 mph on fast roads. Yeah, we had to plan overtakes and hills way in advance, but none of that really mattered, because the real magic of a trip like this wasn't about the size of the engine, it's about the adventure itself, that same feeling I had as a kid. Wandering through forests and parks with my friends, the feeling I've been chasing ever since. And on this trip, I felt it once again. And it's important that we make time to really live and do things that make us grateful to be alive. For me and George, that's road trips. I couldn't have asked for better company. Thank you for all the adventures, George, and here's to many more, man. As for the Grom, I think this trip really earned its keep, and I've absolutely bonded with the plucky little thing. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see where I end up with it. I think it's time for a few more mods, and maybe even a few more miles. You'll probably see another road trip from me and George. Let us know where we should go next down below, and after all that, we might even go on bigger bikes. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, and grateful for all of you. Catch you in the next one.